Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, July 9th, 2024. We're here this morning for the Administrative Matters meeting, and we will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, I call this meeting to order. I am Kristen Stevens, Chair Pro Tem of the Board of County Commissioners. Commissioner Cafalis is out this morning. With me is my fellow commissioner, Jody Shattuck McNally from District 3. We also have our county manager here, Lorenda Volker, and Tom Clayton from the Public Affairs Office, Sarah Martin from the Commissioner's Office, and we have Heather. Is that right? Heather Arment here from the County Clerk's Office. So welcome to everyone who's in the audience. We usually begin with public comment. We don't have a lot of folks here this morning, and I believe no one has signed up for public comment. But you're welcome to give public comment if you're in the audience, and you would have 3 minutes to do so. Okay, seeing no hands raised. Sarah, was there anyone online or on the phone? There, Sarah is indicating there was no one online or on the phone that wanted to speak. So just a reminder that folks can come next week and speak in person. You're also welcome to send us emails or call us on the phone. We're happy to talk to you and take your public comment. So we'll move to the next agenda item, and that is approval of the minutes. Commissioner Shattuck McNally, would you make a motion for that?
Certainly, Madam Chair Pro Tem, I move to approve the minutes of the week of July 1st, 2024.
Thank you. There's a motion on the table. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes 2-0. We will now move on. Sarah Martin will help us with the upcoming schedule review.
This is the Commissioner's schedule for July 15th through the 20th, 2024. On Monday, July 15th, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Commissioner Stevens will attend the National Association of Counties Annual Conference in Tampa, Florida. From 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual Larimer Epidemiology Working Group meeting. On Tuesday, July 16th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., there will be an Administrative Matters meeting in the hearing room on the first floor. From 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m., Commissioner Stevens may attend the Community Corrections Advisory Board meeting in the hearing room on the first floor. From 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m., there will be administrative direction to county management in the Sprague Lake Conference Room on the second floor. From 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., there will be a liquor license hearing for Hidden Lakes Golf and Trout Club, LLC, DBA Golf Club at Fox Acres in the Commissioner's Conference Room on the second floor. On Wednesday, July 17th, from 7:45 a.m. to 9 a.m., Commissioner Cafalis will attend the Fort Collins Larimer County Poudre School District Liaison meeting at the Johansson Support Services Center, boardroom 240 in the boardroom at 2407 LaPorte Avenue, Fort Collins. From 8:45 a.m. to 9:15 a.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally will attend the Larimer County New Employee Orientation Hearing Room on the first floor. From 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., Commissioner Cafalis will attend the Red Feather Lakes Chamber meeting at the Tavern at Red Feather Lakes at 1078 Ramona Drive in Red Feather Lakes. From 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., there will be a work session regarding the Internal Climate Action Plan in the Commissioner's Conference Room on the second floor. From 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., there will be a work session regarding the performance measures for public records in the Commissioner's Conference Room on the second floor. From 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., Commissioners may attend the Veterans Together meeting in the Boyd Lake Conference Room on the first floor. On Thursday, July 18th, from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., Commissioner Cafalis may participate in the Virtual Housing Catalyst Board of Commissioners meeting. From 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., Commissioners Cafalis and Shattuck McNally may participate at the Fort Collins Habitat for Humanity Elected Officials Build Day in the Mosaic neighborhood at 2851 Sykes Drive in Fort Collins. From 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may participate in the Virtual Counties and Commissioners Acting Together County Revenue Authority Group meeting. From 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual North Front Range Metropolitan Planning Organization Finance Committee meeting. From 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may attend the Estes Valley Planning Advisory Committee meeting. Location will be announced prior to the meeting. On Friday, July 19th, from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., Commissioners Cafalas and Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual Northern Colorado Partners meeting. From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual Middle Income Housing Authority Board meeting. From 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., Commissioners may participate in the virtual Colorado Counties, Inc. Proposed Issues discussion. From 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally will speak at the Meadowdale Hills Homeowners Association Social in Estes Park. On Saturday, July 20th, from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may attend the Glen Haven Area Volunteer Fire Department Pancake Breakfast at the Glen Haven Firehouse at 7380 County Road 43 in Glen Haven.
Thank you, Sarah. Commissioner Shattuck McNally, any changes or corrections to your schedule?
Thank you, Madam Chair Pro Tem. On Wednesday, the Veterans Together meeting, it says May, but it's definitely a big May because I have another private meeting in Berthoud that day, so it depends on when I get done with that. I don't know if it will be a half hour or an hour, so I'm sorry, I didn't read that May before, so I guess that will be fine. And I think that was it. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Sarah. So we are on to the consent agenda, and so I'll read through the consent agenda, and we'll go from there. So it's fairly short today. The first item on the consent agenda are abatements. We have 3 petitions for abatement or refund of taxes that exceed the allotted refund amount of $10,000. We have 1 agreement. That's a development agreement for the Monte subdivision, file number 20, Land 4018. This is an agreement between the Board of County Commissioners and Timothy Monte and Kathleen Monte, and it's a subdivision of 23.57 acres into 2 lots. Under appointments, we have 2 appointments. We have a midterm appointment to the Fair Board for Michelle Wilcox, who will serve through November 30th, 2025. And we have a midterm appointments to the Workforce Development Board of David Roker, Luke Marheim, Hope Hartman, and Joshua Alvarez. And they will have terms that run through June 30th, 2026. We have 2 liquor licenses. We have a renewal for Me Oh My Coffee and Pie in LaPorte, and a renewal for Supermarket Liquors in Fort Collins. We have 4 miscellaneous items. The first is advancing a 2025 legislative proposal through CCI's legislative priority process. That's for agricultural land in urban renewal authorities. So CCI is Colorado Counties, Inc. It's an advocacy group that we belong to as county commissioners, and they're soliciting legislative proposals from member counties for the upcoming legislative session. And this proposal is to address agricultural land in urban renewal authorities. And then we have the last 3 miscellaneous items are stipulations as to tax year 2023 value. And that is it for our consent agenda, short one today. So Commissioner Shattuck McNally, is there anything you'd like to remove from this agenda?
No, Madam Chair Pro Tem.
Then would you make the motion for this agenda, consent agenda, please?
Certainly. I move to approve the consent agenda for July 9th, 2024.
Thank you. There's a motion on the table. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that motion passes. We'll move on to Commissioner's guests. I don't think you have a guest because I don't see anyone in the audience, but...
No, I was working on a guest with some great news, but that I'm still working on. But thank you for asking.
Okay. Well, we will look forward to that guest in the future. There are no discussion items today, so we will move to the county manager update. Short week last week, so I bet everybody's going to have short updates, but you're welcome to speak as long as you want.
I know that I will. I did do a lot of internal coordination last week. It was a good week to meet with folks who had not left on vacation quite yet. A lot of folks did take some time off last week. But I also did meet externally with Johnstown Town Manager Matt LaSurf and Estes Park Town Manager Travis Mihalik. It's great to coordinate with local jurisdictions, and we do a lot of things in common, and it's wonderful to keep in touch. So that is the highlight of my report from last week.
Thank you, County Manager. And Commissioner Shattuck McNally, I'll ask you for your report.
Thank you, Madam Chair Pro Tem, and I'll try to be brief, but it was actually a very busy week for commissioners. I always kind of laugh because 4th of July is actually very active for people in the community, and I know I saw Commissioner Stevens at quite a few things as well. So I'll just start on Tuesday. On top of all the other administrative matters meetings we had, I traveled down to the state capitol to present to the General Assembly's Wildfire Matters review team, which is a group of legislators, both from the state Senate and the state representative side, to talk about wildfire matters. And so this was the start of that interim committee. They start to look for priority bills that they'd like to run in regards to wildfire risk and mitigation and those kinds of items. We're very fortunate to have a handful of folks who serve on that committee from our county, from HD 51. HD 53 is Representative Andrew Basenecker and State Senator Janice Marchman, and so it was great to go down and present in front of them. I presented as a representative from the Colorado Forest Health Council. The chair, the director of the State Department of Natural Resources was not available because of Secretary of the Interior Holland's visit and other items, and so I was presenting on behalf of the full Forest Health Council. I chair the legislative committee, and we've been working on these priorities that are approved by the full council. And so we presented those items and shared some comments, and it was great to be down there, and very proud of the work that we're all doing together to mitigate this work, protect our watersheds, and go for forest health. So you can go on to the website for the Colorado Forest Health Council if you'd like to learn more about that committee and the work that we do. It actually is appointments by the governor. I'm very proud of that appointment, and we directly report to the governor and the General Assembly with our work. So that was a busy day, and then of course, still trying to have activities, around the 4th of July. I did go down and walk around and talk with folks and some elected officials from the town of Berthoud 4th of July on July 3rd. This was at the Recreation Center at Wagner Farm Park, and it was packed. I mean, it was hard. There's parking all in the neighborhoods. I got to explore a couple new neighborhoods. But well done. Lots of great music, lots of families that I saw from Loveland and surrounding areas, and lots of great food trucks. And it was a very well attended and a beautiful area to celebrate our Independence Day for our great nation. And then on July 4th, we started out with a Loveland Fire Rescue Authority pancake breakfast. I've been going to that breakfast for almost, I think it's either 7 or 8 years. I almost said almost a decade, but I think it's around that. And they've always invited me. Usually it's at the station that's off 29th and Wilson, but this year we went out to the Johnstown station, Station 10, which is our newer station, that gorgeous new station near Shields, and that's still in Larimer County. And so it's a beautiful location, and there were lots of families. I don't know if they were firefighter families. Some families that I know that I knew growing up now are women firefighters, and they were there with their young babies, and they're firefighters for Loveland Fire Rescue Authority. It's just really cool to see folks that you've seen grow up in the community end up in these positions and now have their families. And so it was a great morning to interact with their board and some other electeds, and thank you to the firefighters for serving us breakfast and making some fantastic pancakes. It is the season of pancake breakfast, so they've asked me to to give a report of who had the best pancakes, so we'll see if I do that or not. But and then we all walked in the 4th of July parade for City of Fort Collins, and then I went up and kind of put on my commissioner's hat and walked around with some of the town board trustees from the town of Wellington. I saw their town manager, and I think I walked around with 4 different trustees and the mayor pro tem. It was really a lot of fun, and it's just a packed event. They do a really great job of having the shuttles. So one area after the parade, I walked through some downtown businesses after the parade, all the decorations, and great conversations with small business owners, and that were open on 4th of July. And then I walked over to their beer garden, which is a fundraiser for some of the folks. There was small business and breweries from all around Larimer County, several from Loveland. And so that was really great to see. And then they have these shuttles that go back and forth to the other car show and the other events at the park. And it was really well done. There were so many people, great music. It was packed. It was just packed. It's always a very packed 4th of July ceremony and the parade. And I want to just give my hats off to the town of Wellington and all the organizations and the chamber and the lodges that put so much work into it. It was a job well done. And then after we had our holiday weekend, but I ended up still kind of working. And then I wanted to just share a little bit on yesterday. We had first we had our Leveraging Resources Committee for the Colorado Forest Health Council. It's kind of Colorado Forest Health Council Week, I guess. And they've been working on a statewide through the council and through the Colorado State Forest Service and the Colorado Forest Restorative Institute. I always forget these acronyms when you get so used to working with them on a weekly basis. But this is Forest Health Tracker, which is a high level kind of looking at completed projects around the whole state. And you can go to this on the website. And it's not public yet. It's going to be public soon, after the end of July when they present this to the full Forest Health Council, which is a public meeting, so you can all come and watch. But it shows kind of the amount of acres treated, and some of these acres have been treated 2 or 3 times, and it shows kind of the size and the work, and it's very interesting. It's over 1.5 million acres treated so far out of the 66 million acres in the state of Colorado. It doesn't sound like a lot, but these are in critical areas. And I have to say, this is important work. If you see some of the reports from this town of Breckenridge, they had a fire over the 4th of July that started over the weekend, and they credit the mitigation work for the last year from maintaining and containing that fire and letting them extinguish it and keeping it under 300 acres. They could have gone through these neighborhoods, but this work, they credit the mitigation work that's been done by the county, Summit County. Congratulations to our colleagues in Summit County. We know them well. And the fire district and the state and federal, it's a all hands on deck collaborative partnerships. So really important work, and I can't wait to share this with staff and stuff. It's something that we will probably use in conjunction with some of the work that we're doing is similar. And then we had a wildfire roundtable in between all of our meetings yesterday, and this is commissioners from around the state for CCI, as we further talked about what do we need from state or federal level to advocate for policies or needs. And it was probably 10 or 12 commissioners on that from around the state. And I'm trying to gather all the information so I can take it back to the Forest Health Council for our meeting at the end of July, because we're already starting to work on our 2026 legislative priorities. And so it's just, there's a lot of work, and it's all hands on deck. But that's all I have to share. A lot of wildfire stuff this week, Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Shattuck McNally. Appreciate that. I'll be brief, and then our last item will be an executive session. But last Tuesday, I met with Tony from the Chamber of Commerce, talking about how we can work together better as elected officials with the chamber and some of the work we want to do jointly in the future. So that was a great conversation. On Wednesday, we had the extension meeting, and that's an opportunity for all the departments in extension to really talk about the work they're doing. So the ag specialist, for example, talked about the work that she's doing with soil health, and she had a soil health demonstration, and people came not only from all over the county, but she had somebody come all the way from Alamosa to learn about soil health. So that was exciting. We also had a demonstration from Lisa about the Family Leadership Training Institute, which is a really great program that's run out of Extension that helps oftentimes people who are Spanish-speaking and folks who are new to the country learn about local government and how they can interact and engage with local government. And that was great because I was able to tell them, well, Lisa is actually working with Jordan in our office on a session that I'm going to have on July 24th, which is kind of a mock administrative matters meeting for people who want to learn what a meeting is like and experience what it's like to get in front of a group and so be in the room and we're going to have translation services there, and so to try to bring people into local government and take away some of those barriers that people feel when they're addressing local government. So that should be good, and I think a lot of the FLTI, the people will be able to attend that as well. And then I attended a lot of Fourth of July events too. The parade in Fort Collins, the event in Wellington. Got a lot of time. It was a nice weekend to be able to just do things around the community. So I was happy to have that opportunity. And then on Monday, I met with National Association of Counties Transportation Commission. I'll be presenting on Friday at the conference a resolution to restore the solvency to the Highway Trust Fund that will be asking for direct funding for county-owned roads and bridges. So I've said it before, but counties across the country own about 40% of the roads and about 38% of the bridges, and yet have only received about 8% of the funding from the bipartisan infrastructure law. And so we are hoping to let our legislative folks know that we should get a bigger share of those dollars. So the resolution also says that there should be some direct funding that comes to us through formula funding, so that we were not always scrambling to try to fix our roads. So we will see how that goes. Hopefully it will go well. But that is it for me. And so we'll move into our legal matters. We do have decisions that are expected. So after this executive session, we will be back on the air to relay those decisions. But Commissioner Shattuck McNally, would you make the two motions to bring us into executive session? And thank you all for this morning. Good to see everyone. Hope everyone had a happy 4th, and we will see you next Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Chair Pro Tem, I appreciate that. I will make this motion to go into executive session. I move that the Board of County Commissioners enters into executive session pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 24-6-402 4B, conferences with an attorney for the purpose of receiving legal advice regarding: first, U.S. District Court Case 24-CV1496, Jordan Rich versus John Fayen et al., and U.S. District Court Case number 24-CV00080, Dustin Bartles versus Larimer County Sheriff's Office et al.
Thank you. And we'll have a couple motions in a minute, but we'll ask David Abrud from our County Attorney's Office to give us a little information before we make those motions.
Good morning. The first issue that's being presented is in regards to Jordan Rich v. Larimer County Sheriff John Fan et al. That's in U.S. District Court Case 24 CV 1496. Briefly, this is an issue that they're asserting some civil rights issues regarding the, I don't want to say impoundment, but the placement of their dog in the Humane Society, and then some issues surrounding the towing of a vehicle. Discussing the legal basis for that, we are asking the commissioners to authorize our office to defend the defendants, plus any others that are named future in this case, plus authorize defense and indemnification costs, including potential outside counsel if necessary.
Thank you, David. So Commissioner Shattuck McNally, would you make that motion?
Certainly, Madam Chair Pro Tem. I move that the Board of County Commissioners authorize the County Attorney to defend the Board of County Commissioners John Fain in his official capacity as Larimer County Sheriff and other county employees as the complaint is amended and provide full indemnity to them, including punitive damages in the Jordan Rich case, U.S. District Court Case number 24-CV 1496, and furthermore, that Bruno Colin Goddard and Low PC be retained as co-counsel.
Thank you. There's a motion on the table. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes 2-0. And we have one more item.
Yes, the next one is in regards to Dustin Bartles v. the Larimer County Sheriff's Office et al., including some John Does and other named deputies. So similar to the first one, we're asking that the board authorize our office to defend the Sheriff's Office, the named deputies, and any others that come out through an amended complaint process. Briefly, this is similar to the first one in that it is in U.S. District Court 24 CV 00080 and pertains to allegations about civil rights claims. This one has to do with an incident that happened in January of 2022. It was investigated by the CERT team, so we have some factual basis for that to understand. Does appear that the deputies acted appropriately, and we are asking the court to, I apologize, triggers in my brain when I'm standing at a podium, asking the board to authorize our office to defend the named defendants and also to approve defense costs and indemnification as well as potential outside counsel.
Thank you, David. Commissioner Shattuck McNally, would you make that final motion, please?
Certainly. I move that the Board of County Commissioners authorize the County Attorney to defend the Board of County Commissioners, Larimer County Sheriff's Office, James Saznama, Walter Stoller, Gordon McLaughlin, Jackie Stigmach, and other county employees as the complaint is amended and provide full indemnity to them, including punitive damages in the Dustin Bartles case, U.S. District Court Case number 24-CV 00080, and further move that Bruno Colin Goddard and Low PC be retained as co-counsel.
Thank you, Commissioner. There's a motion on the table. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That motion passes 2-0. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
That is all the business we have for this morning, so have a great week, everyone. Thank you.